My joke that I've been waiting for a month and a half to say is ruined.
Did it work? Oh my god! Fuck OBS. OBS update came and fucked me, but we're back! Hi, Internet. Whew, boy, it has been 6+ weeks since I've done this, so I'm a little rusty and I apologize. Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and otherwise defined, to the Ashe and Shade Committee Season 3, Episode 1, An Unwelcome Guest. We're back. We are, we're, long and short of it is, we're the Ashe and Shade Committee. We're the reason you're all here. We started this game about 3 years ago in November? Right, Chris?
2019.
Yeah, this game existed before the Panini did. Isn't that terrifying? But yeah, so we've been running this game for 3 years. If you're jumping in now, welcome aboard. If not, we'll figure it out. We'll figure out this plot as we go along. Quick round robin. I will start with myself because I'm still talking. I'm Curtis. I'm the GM of this kind of homebrew 5th edition game. Been running around doing this for a couple of years. I actually got back into D&D because of this man right here, Mr. Chris. Mr. Chris, tell me about yourself.
About myself or my character?
Both.
Or both?
Both. I'm all the characters, so I can just be like, I'm the GM, move on.
Okay.
Tell me about both. This is more speed
About
dating
both?
than an interview.
Both. How about both? Both
Sure.
is good.
I like both.
My name is Chris. I teach music a lot. I enjoy playing video games, long walks on the beach where I get to rescue horseshoe crabs. I play a Goliath barbarian warrior named Ronon. He's a big softy. Our good friend Josh said that he's moody, or broody. I think broody is the word you used. We'll see.
Broody like a hen.
Just actually finished his kind of backstory arc where a big bad guy murdered his best friend and village and then ended up killing his parents off screen.
Yeah.
And then
What a terrible
he
DM.
went and kicked the booty butts out of him. And then we are on our way back. I also had my arm ripped off. That was fun. Not my arm, Ronan's arm. My arms both work.
Yes. Ronan's arms both work as well.
Mm-hmm. Thanks to some ogres or troll spit.
Yeah.
Troll spit. It's a wonderful thing.
So yeah, who do you want to throw to next, Chris?
I think since I threw Josh under the bus with saying that I'm moody and broody, next one should be Josh.
What? Next who?
You.
Sorry, I was fixing my light. I was distracted.
My producer brain appreciates you. My GM brain is like, pay the fuck attention. Tell us about yourself and the great and glorious Lomey, whatever the hell your last name is, because it's like alphabet soup. Had a bad day.
Hi, I'm Josh. How are you? I can't pronounce that last name, so just disregard. Name generator. Great. Hi. I play a lovely paladin named Lomey. He's not really a paladin, but he's pretty sure he is.
Okay.
Spoilies.
What does Lomey like to do? Chris likes long walks on the beach. Ronan likes likes throwing justice around. What does Lomey like to do?
Lomey likes to imagine he's a paladin and hopefully help people, but he usually blunders that up quite badly.
Okay. We could work with that. And last, but certainly not least, Miss Thalia. Our lovely Rachel. Rachel / Thalia. Tell people about yourself.
Hi, real person is Rachel. Character is Thalia. Sometimes I forget that.
Same.
So, let's see. I was roped into this crazy game by Chris. And haven't left, so keep trying to get rid of me, y'all. Let's see. I play Thalia, who is an Aesir bard who does not party hard most of the time until she does. And she is a lore bard. She is very into finding out things that maybe were meant to be hidden. She likes finding out the truth and ratting on people sometimes. So yeah, she sometimes keeps things in line And then other times she goes savage, and Ronan's pretty surprised and everything like that. So she got a few tricks up her sleeve.
Excellent. Yes, she does. I love a character that's determined to hunt down the truth and expose it at any cost. It's always good for stories. Speaking of stories, the story so far, 3 years a game to summarize here real quick. End of... Y'all are returning from, as Chris mentioned, Ronan's petition. Ronon petitioned the Ash and Shade Committee. There are 4 other committee members, technically, that are currently off on hiatus or on different tasks. But a core group of 6 of you headed north after killing a dragon, taking over the city of Durganvor, an ancient dwarven city that had been locked away to keep a dragon contained inside by King Ragarin. Y'all went down, killed the dragon, killed the king, and instated your own king, a warforged that you found, named Robbie, designation R-66Y, killed the old king and became the new king. And that city has slowly become a thriving metropolis of advanced technologies. Not necessarily a lawless city, but definitely a city where the laws are a little more flexible and a little more appreciative of advance.
We're talking cyborgs.
Yeah, a lot of Modrons in this city. Every single member of the city guard in the City of Steel, which is the new moniker for Durganvor, the City of Steel, every single guard has a Modron as a companion. So all of these almost serving as like a walkie-talkie, a familiar, and also a companion along the way. After a couple of weeks in the City of Steel, Ronon asked the gang, we need to go north to Eastov, to Ronan's hometown, to check in on some rumors and shit. Y'all managed to make your way. You headed east rather than heading up through some of the more mountainous passes. Y'all headed east to Thalia's hometown of Terraborn to look for a ride upriver. Got to meet Thalia's dad, small crime lord. You guys might have gotten kicked out of that town for a year and a day or forever, depending on who you are. And also, your half-celestial companion may have dropped off a couple of drops of her blood with the crime lord there. Not saying it was a dumb choice. I'm saying that was the choice you made. But headed out, headed north on a boat. We're gonna skip over the boat part because I would like to repress that memory as hard as humanly possible. So we're gonna move forward. Don't make me talk about the boat.
There was water. That's all you need to know.
Continuing north, stopping in a couple of places. Y'all managed to take out 3 of the local warlord Keldar, who had, at this point, taken over Eastov, burned Rekinsvik to the ground, and was kind of running a little more of the underground game up in the northern hills and mountains. Killed off a couple of lieutenants, a couple of higher tier bastards in Keldar's organization. Let's see, killed them off on your way up and challenged Keldar basically to an old school. Challenged Keldar for leadership by a traditional Goliath tradition. In the old ways of the Goliaths. Two folks enter the fighting pits with their seconds. Usually it's first to surrender, first blood. This one went to the death, which is where Ronan.
Fuck that guy.
Which is where Ronan sustained his maiming injury, as a creature from the Shadowfell, a hungry, latched onto his shoulder and just began to chew, and chewed his way through most of Ronan's sword arm. again, with a little bit of help from the regenerative ability of trolls, Ronon got his arm mostly up and running again. And y'all established a new democracy up in Eastov, and had a council sitting in the remains of that old fortress. A council with no Goliaths on it, because they had all been either driven away or killed in Eastov. Ronon and the gang headed south again, dropped off their temporarily borrowed grumpy old cleric of Sylvanus, Patrick, who had tagged along and done a little bit of soul searching, a little bit of impulse control, leaving Ronon with his most dangerous possession, a bag of magic. Well, yes, the most dangerous game. No, a bag of magic beads. Beads. Continued south, found another piece of a large puzzle that you have all been slowly unraveling. As you've been adventuring, discovering these things, you're finding random aspects, pieces of technology, places, histories and memories of a war. It took place about 100 years ago. But no one has living memory of it. Lythar, your elf companion, was alive when this war started, and has no memory of it.
I never thought about that. I'm going to be really honest.
Alistair, the druid that Lythar is currently off being tutored under, was alive during it and has no memory of it.
These motherfuckers.
He was too busy being in a tree.
He's withholding information from us.
The only person who has a memory of this that you all have met is Robbie, Ergin. I believe that's it. A war that no one can remember, and you're finding signs of this war. You found a prison complex in Eastov, buried underground, full of creatures that you've never seen before, creatures from a place that you've never been, that apparently was directly under your feet. And discussion of a coalition, a group that fought in this war that has no record, no history, no memory. With the one unifying phrase, so that tomorrow exists. But that's a mystery for perhaps later, because today is a joyous day. A day with no real problems for you, because you are all guests at the wedding of Maer Alvaron and Lady Kost. Maer Alvaron rules over and leads the small independent city-state of Corumfor fairly with his small council. He keeps things fairly casual, but in the intervening few months since Durganvor has become almost a superpower directly under his feet, he has had to take a more aggressive stance in a couple of his dealings, particularly with the nobility. The nobles who think that the downstairs neighbors are getting a little uppity. My family's been here for 6 generations, and we never had anybody living underneath our feet. Now we do, and I want to move out, kind of thing. Lady Kost, on the other hand, an old flame of Maer Alvaron, is not immortal like the rest of you. If rumors and her own admission are true, she is actually a excommunicated Fey. Just decided to take a mortal life as a older but still very strong-bodied woman, just living in the woods in the small town of Long Pike, where y'all's adventure began a while ago. 3 years to us, but to you, 6 months. 8 months, 9 months.
Man, we've been busy.
Yeah, y'all have hit the ground running once this world-saving shit started. We'll say I think it's been about a year, counting adventuring and discovery and stuff like that. But today is the day of the wedding. You guys have had a few weeks to relax since you guys made it back from your last adventure. Some of you have had some time to come to terms with a few discoveries along the way. Lomey, not necessarily questioning his powers, but finding that there is more to him than just the rights of a paladin. Predominantly, if he points his hand over there and says Eldritch Blast, things happen, which is unusual for a paladin, if I do say so myself.
Totally normal. It's fine.
Absolutely 100% okay. Thalia, being a member of the Brotherhood of Books, an organization that is dedicated to preserving all knowledge and histories of the world in multiple places in case of catastrophe. Thalia, you had your entire memory of the siege of Eastov, the claiming of Eastov, duplicated from your memories by your order in a ceremony that you had heard rumors of, kind of like the restricted section in Harry Potter. But all of your observations, your emotional responses, something that you were not trained for, something that this brotherhood trains for decades to do, to observe neutrally. They just kind of came in and you offered these memories as a record. And so you've had some time to recover from that. And you and Ronon went and got yourselves a pair of tattoos from a lovely, lovely hill Goliath that you met, named Hilda. So that's been most of your 3 weeks. But today is the day of the wedding. You have all been invited as guests of honor to this ceremony, as both personal friends of the Maer and Lady Kost, as the closest thing these two towns have to being legends, being larger-than-life figures, celebrities almost. And you will be rubbing elbows with the Maer, Lady Kost, and their wedding guests. You're encouraged to make small talk to anyone you may or may not choose to. But this is kind of your first time being in the public eye after everything has kind of happened. But we'll pick up after the ceremony has concluded.
Whoa.
Sorry.
If there's a possibility of you marrying myself and my lovely fiance, I wanna run through of how the wedding went. I wanna see what you got. I'm kidding.
Now, Kith.
I was gonna say the most recent wedding that I officiated was in and out in 6.5 minutes or 8 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. No,
It's
that
weird
wasn't
that they got married at an in and out, but
That's shorter than the recap here tonight.
honest to God. It was 8 minutes, and that included an entire knot tying ceremony. I missed the record of 6.5 minutes because they picked a very slow song to walk in and out to, and I was upset by that. But that's okay. Next time, if I could get it under a tight 5, we're in. Speed wedding.
Yeah.
Listen, you two like each other. We're just here for the paperwork.
That's true.
So day of the wedding. The wedding is taking place on the surface, on the mayor's estate. This is the first time that this place has been sort of open to the public. With the mayor's personal guard, a lot of his council serving in sort of the first 1 or 2 rows. You actually recognize as the ceremony goes through. It's short, but sweet and concise. There is a lot of folks are hoping for a little more pageantry, but also there's something to be said about fairies swearing vows in front of people that they don't like doing, so they try to keep it short for a lot of them. However, can I get a round of perception checks from folks for our first roll back? I want to see if you guys recognize anybody sitting in the house.
First roll.
Is Blaze there?
Can you tell me who got him in? Who is he plus oneing for? Because the mayor would probably have accounted for the traditional 6 of you. Actually, he's there. He could be there. Because like he counted for the original 6 of you that left. So
and Lythar is sleeping.
Lythar is currently off learning how to be a druid and working with the mycosynth and trying to communicate with it. So you have a spare seat.
Perfect.
Whatever you get.
6.
God, I love you. I love you, Josh. You're my favorite. Josh,
Ronon got it 12.
It was a 5 plus 1. That's a great roll.
Josh, give me advantage because the kind of paladin you are.
6.
Yes.
That was a 2.
I'm giving you this 6 and you're going to fucking deal with it. What'd you get, Chris?
Ronon got a 12. Blaze got a 24.
Okay. Thalia, what'd you get?
Starting off strong with a 29.
Nice.
This die
Excellent.
is right out.
Out the window.
So y'all are kind of looking around a little bit, keeping an eye on sort of the proceedings. Because as the mayor politely kind of, when Ronon went and chatted with him, the mayor was sort of discreetly asked you to keep some nondescript weapons on your person. In case of trouble. There had been small-time crooks had been found murdered in alleys lately in the nicer parts of town. Unfortunately, in the nicer parts of town, the small-time crooks are often, the sons and daughters of the rich nobility who think that they won't be held responsible for their own actions. And someone has been taking that personally. Granted, this is a highfalutin high society event that's scheduled to go for pretty much all day. But, it's one of those things to kind of keep an eye on. As you're kind of keeping your heads on a swivel. Ronan, have you passed that information along to anybody in the gang, or are you the only one who is armed?
Yes. I would have passed the information on to everybody.
Okay. Actually, we're gonna take those rolls. I'm gonna push them a little later into the ceremony. Or after.
Wait,
the
do I have to remember them? I don't have a
No,
pencil.
no. You're good.
I have a screwdriver.
Yeah, I got two.
Does this help?
I got 2 over 20. No.
I have a screwdriver and I have Allen keys.
Perfect. Allen key is whatever Blaze got.
He really should stop leaving them around. It's really not safe.
Honestly. Because I had a 6, a 29, a 12, and a 21. Holy shit, there's 4 of you, and I can remember all these numbers.
And there's really only 3 of us.
Yeah, you're just double dipping. As the ceremony is short. It is very heartfelt. There is not a large fanfare of trumpets. There is not a large, this is not the royal wedding. This is reasonably wealthy people coming together to just go, hey, we're doing this thing. There is there's a decent number of folks that are just there as seat warmers, just to, hey, you're rich and should probably be at my wedding because I owe you a political favor or something like that. There doesn't seem to be a mix between bride and groom's side. It is just open seating. And as sort of the wedding commences, they stand up and you hear the bells above the city chiming, and they walk down. You recognize the two horses sitting, waiting to take this carriage away. They are your former horses. The two motherfuckers who pulled you guys through the Elderwood about a year ago, looking fat and shiny and healthy among the rest of the mayor's retinue. And they kind of drive off for pictures, the usual wedding affair, handling the paperwork. And the rest of you are sort of escorted by a large number of Harveys, autonomous, sentient automatons that are technically Robbie's children because he made a tryst with a djinn. Again, 3 years of game. A lot of shit has happened. But these Harveys are, again, seem to have gotten a little more of Robbie in them. Again, very formal, very professional, almost humanoid, but still too shiny to stay on the outside of the uncanny valley. And again, their outer skeleton, their outer layer of material is just buffed, shiny, and again looks very much like a Tux and Tails kind of thing. Again, very professional, very friendly, and a lot of them recognize you and throw you kind of a polite nod or a coy wink. And they're always making sure that you guys have full food, full drinks, making sure that you guys are taken care of because you personally were there when they were born. So you get a little bit of top bottle service, which
is Mr. Dent there?
The
southern one?
Mr. Dent. With a 12, Ronon doesn't see Mr. Dent. Blaze sees everything and sees all of these automatons. But also some of these automatons were also present for the ceremony. They were invited guests that just had to kind of skirt around a little earlier to get ready to escort people around. The mayor's entire household staff was invited. But as you're escorted from this eastern part of the courtyard that has been trussed up with flowers that honestly shouldn't be blooming at this time of year. Your best guess would be fairy magic for that. They're kind of good for flowers and things. No cherry blossoms. Just getting that out there.
Well, that's no fun.
Those come from trees, not flowers.
Fair. But you were sort of escorted into a southerly facing courtyard for the reception, and there you start to see a couple of familiar looking faces. Blaze, you see first and foremost, you see a pair of figures kind of off by themselves. And Thalia, you're with your 21, you notice them as well. Not by sight necessarily, by a faint smell of brimstone.
She had the 29. She had the Poggers one.
Never mind, Thalia, you smell the brimstone as you're sort of tailing behind this group. You get this faint whiff that reminds you of another soiree that you went and visited. And you sort of the four of you walking together. You see this kind of hunched and stooped old lady off on the side with a small drink in her hand and a tall, rail thin figure with what looks like a very decorative looking sort of face covering blocking everything but his eyes, but again very pristine in his in a very, very nice tuxedo. They look perfectly normal, and that's what tips you off about them once you get close. Ronon with a 12, once you get close, you and Josh, that's when you guys recognize this is Auntie and Jeeves from the Nine Hells. They got an invite, and they showed. Auntie being one of the power players in the Nine Hells, a very, very powerful devil who likes to likes musicians, likes to have a good time, and takes decorum very, very seriously. Jeeves being her manservant. Jeeves is not his actual name, but that's the name that y'all saddled him with. And he's never said anything that he doesn't like it. So, but yeah, a chain devil and one of the archfiends of the underworld are out enjoying a very relaxing Sunday for this wedding. As y'all come up, Auntie does come recognize you, and she goes, "Well, I'll be. It's good to see you fine folks around here. How? Come here. Let me take a look at you." She kind of starts making her way over towards the four of you.
Samantha? Is that you? Oh my goodness, you look so good, might I just say. And Blaze grabs her hand with both of his and just starts shaking it.
Blaze, when you grab her hands are very warm. And she kind of shakes, and she, like, you go to shake her hand really rapidly, and she grabs it, and like one firm squeeze and shake. And as try as you might to jiggle your hands around, your hands are locked in this vice grip. She goes,
I feel like Blaze's elbows are going up and down at the correct speed, but the hand is still moving slowly.
She goes, "Oh, you're an interesting one. I haven't. What's your name, dearie?"
My name is Blaze07. Nice to meet your acquaintance.
It's lovely to meet you. You can call me Auntie.
Auntie?
I haven't been Samantha for a very long time, but I appreciate the compliment nonetheless.
You're very welcome. I always remember a face.
And how about... Rachel, your face was amazing. I loved it. And how about the rest of you? You all seem to be in good health.
Hi. Long time no see.
Hi.
You smell kind of like a chicken barbecue.
Do I? Well, that's better.
Thalia will just kind of like...
She's like, "My apologies. I put on the wrong aroma this morning for this little shindig. Jeeves, do you have any of the other stuff?" And he just kind of goes, "Yes, Mom." Reaches in, pulls out this box, small, black, almost like a sarcophagus, but shrunk down to sit in the palm of your hand. And she kind of takes it and goes, "One moment, please. I'll need to powder my nose." And as she turns, you see her face kind of shifting a little, and you see this hint of red skin come through that dark, like her skin kind of reddens a little bit, and she kind of closes it up. And when she turns back around, none of that brimstone smell. She goes, Thank you for pointing that out, dear. I appreciate it. It's lovely to see.
Did she just snort evil?
Not evil. Just a little bit of my home.
You're not supposed to hear that. I was whispering.
Lomey, has anyone ever told you that you're really bad at whispering?
Yeah.
It's nice to see you again, Auntie.
It's lovely to see you all as well. How is our, Sorry, go ahead.
Robbie sends his regards.
I was hoping I'd see him. I may have to, pay him a visit. Is he, I assume he's otherwise indisposed at this sort of moment. Running a city is complicated, and I understand it takes him a fair bit of time.
Yeah, we tried explaining weddings to him. He had trouble prioritizing it and seeing the social event for what it was, so we figured maybe he should probably just stay and take care of things.
He then tried to marry like 9 people. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but
As in officiating as his kingly right, or he wanted to...
Both.
both.
Well,
He tried officiating his own. It was
that's a little,
he.
unorthodox.
We decided maybe he should just keep studying that one first before attending.
Well, I'll have to pay him a visit before I leave, but, if you'll excuse me, I have a few other, clients of mine at this particular reception that I need to get to. It was lovely to see you all alive and well in, not in my neck of the woods.
Lovely to see you too.
And she
Just
got
gonna awkward wave and back up.
Ronon curtsies. For a natural 20.
perfect thing I forgot to do at the top of this show.
Let's cancel natural 20s.
What are y'all's wedding outfits?
Ooh.
What are y'all wearing to this shindig? We'll let Chris go first because he rolled that nat 20.
All right. So I have some big old black boots with some slate gray slacks going up to a nice black belt to go with the shoes. I am wearing a jacket to match the pants. However, there's no undershirt, so you can see the mammoth tattoo kind of poking out from the double-breasted top. And the sleeves are rolled up just slightly, so you can see a little bit of the vascularity of his arms.
You going to a wedding or a metal concert?
A little bit.
With some nice emerald cufflinks.
Ooh, that's the classy part. Now it's not a metal concert.
Okay. I like.
Of course, with fulcrum and my 2 dwarven greatswords on my back.
Can I get? So again, he was hoping for subtle weapons. Give me a persuasion. Give me persuasion or intimidate to see if you have all 3 of those weapons.
That's pretty subtle for Ronon. That's like a 10th of his hit.
I was gonna say if you. So DC. Oh boy, this is a fancy wedding, but you have the.
I'll go with
help.
just fulcrum.
Just fulcrum.
Just fulcrum.
Okay, I need you to roll better than a 15 on an intimidation or persuasion check to keep fulcrum in.
I will have my greatswords in my bag of holding, which is on my hip.
That's fine. Again, subtle.
Persuasion's plus 6, 16.
There you go, buddy. There you go. All
What's
right.
intimidation? Just out of curiosity. Also plus 6.
Yeah. No,
I can be intimidatingly persuasive.
Which one? So yeah, did you intimidate or did you bribe did you basically like, yo, I'm friends with the
little
mayor,
bit
let
of
me-"
both. It was very wishy-washy. It was
Okay.
like, should you be scared of me? No, he's a cool guy. Oh, but
But if the second I'm not a
But
cool
also-
guy, we're gonna have a bad time. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. So yeah, you've just got this enormous war like maul with a drill head on the other side, just slung over your shoulder. So yeah, you're set for the wedding and you just had it sort of as a like something to put your chin on while you were waiting. Lomey, what are you wearing to this shindig?
Gray suit or just gray pants and a shirt? I can't make up my mind. Maybe both at the same time. Take the jacket off halfway through,
Okay. What's the
Gray
dancing
suit,
stars?
little blue accents, There,
Okay.
you can tell there was an attempt to put
Okay.
shoes on. Somebody tried to put shoes on. Did not work.
Good.
And now there's just like leather cuff links around his ankles.
Okay. All right. Thalia, what are you wearing to this shindig as you guys are entering this reception area?
She's trying to figure out how much of a player she is in this atmosphere. So she is probably wearing kind of ankle fit pants with a overskirt. So like it's like I don't know, power move. Halter top.
Okay.
that has a low exposed back, so you can see the tattoo flowing from fingertip to fingertip across the shoulders. Hair up, and yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you are with your kind of gray. What color are you wearing, Rachel?
Ooh,
Where's that?
I am. I'm probably wearing like a deep shade of purple.
Okay. So yeah, the two actually. What's Blaze wearing? I forgot about
Blaze is wearing his normal leather armor, but with a suit jacket and a little like popped under collar of orange to match his orange glowing eyes.
How stylish.
The black coat is slightly blue to go with the blue accents in like his cheek inlets.
Okay. So the four of you are cutting a fairly respectable you're not the fanciest dressed people at this party, but you also didn't come to dress fancy. Y'all came to work. You were invited guests, but also to dress like, you're not trying to flex on anybody with money or power like some of the other nobles in this town are. Auntie was dressed in just a very kind of soft, like a soft blue, with a lot of gingham on that woman.
I don't know what that is.
Gingham's
it's a dance.
Checker. Like tablecloth. You ever watch Great British Baking Show?
Dorothy's dress in Wizard of Oz.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
Okay, have you ever watched Great British Baking Show? It's like the old farm style, like picnic
like that
blanket,
red and white shack.
Mm.
Yeah, Google it. We have computers.
Right.
Don't see this shit on
I
Critical
already
Role.
forgot what word it was.
Gingham.
Gingham?
Gingham.
It's a picnic
You
table.
lost me at the second G, but we're gonna. Oh,
It's a picnic thing.
Red and white plaid is what I would call that.
All right, next time we're getting together, Next time we're watching some Great British Baking Show.
Yes, it's wonderful and delicious. Anyway,
we're watching the
thanks.
The chat.
Critical Role doesn't have to fucking deal with this shit, Mercer. Thanks, guys. But that's okay. We're not Critical Role. We don't need to be. We have each other.
That's because we're cute.
Yeah, we are cute as fuck. But yeah, so as y'all are arriving, starting to mix and mingle, you are getting a few people coming over and making awkward small talk. You get a couple of nobles from the major houses, a couple of folks from different outlying cities. Rachel, Thalia, you spot a few folks dressed in very traditional garb from the ancient archipelago. You've got folks that came literally from across a decent chunk of ocean to make their way over here, just to come see this wedding. Don't know again, no one's really on groom's side or bride's side, so it's a really casual, mixed up melting pot of everything.
Every person that comes over, Blaze is going to assume their name and ask them like how their kids are, and like just
Is anyone going to interrupt Blaze from deflecting all this attention?
Oh, and anybody that dares try and introduce themselves to Lomey is going to hear this every time. Hi, longest wedding ever, right?
Lomey, are you trying to scare people off with that? Or
No, he looks
like-
dead serious, like he thought it was a really long wedding.
Okay. Yeah.
Probably tried to like smooth things over with Blaze a couple times. Then after like the fourth, she was like,
Yeah.
he's like, oh
She just-
I really don't know who people are. I'll try to do better. And then by the time the next person comes by, he's completely forgotten that.
yeah.
It's
So
just
she just
like-
starts having like this, that like the eye conversation where you're like, and then has a nice conversation with whoever.
Abram, nice to see you again. I haven't seen your daughter in years. We should talk about that boat sometime. Best day of a boat owner's life is the first day you buy it and the first day you sell it. Am I right?
My daughter's been dead for 20 years. How did you know her? She was a dear to me. Do you know what happened? We just only received a letter that she passed.
Because of the boat, and I take Blaze and drag him away.
Some people, the younger folks are kind of just cool with it. There's some conveniently Blaze is throwing a very nice screen. Because a lot of the nobility is very taken aback by the fact that this member of the Ashe and Shade Committee is just so cavalier with them in a way that they're not used to. They're normally used to getting a little bit of respect. Sirs, ma'ams, please, thank yous. And Blaze is not rude. He is just very candid with them. Incorrectly so, I might add. Incorrectly candid. And throws them. This goes on for about 30 minutes of people coming over. As y'all grabbed yourself a little table, a fairly big table, because Ronon needs a big table. And as sort of the guests are continuing to arrive, you do notice, a fairly sized retinue come in a little after everybody else does. Probably a dozen guards with what looks like very large dogs on leads. Lomey, roll me your perception again. Something triggers your brain. Roll it with advantage.
Thank God, because you know what I rolled?
A 6.
A 6.
Yeah, there it is.
Well, last time I rolled a 5, so that's one better. Oh my God, 7.
Also, by the way, Chris, advantage for there's a thing that you said that gave me that I wanted to give you advantage, and I got distracted. So you have advantage or inspiration now. I apologize.
For who? For both of me?
Probably Blaze. I'll give it, yeah, because Blaze has been doing a lot of Blaze shit. I forgot you're driving 2 characters. So as you're coming in, as you're seeing this kind of group, there isn't really an announcement. There isn't a herald at this thing. But these people come armed, actively carrying weapons, not of a ceremonial nature. There's a little bit of, let me rephrase. These are weapons that look like they've seen combat, as people who have fought. There are ribbons around the ends of their spears with tassels and things. But all of you know warriors who are capable of handling weapons no matter how much frou-frou and color you put on them. These dozen folks know their shit as they walk in.
Can I use all 7 of my perception to analyze if the dogs are cute?
The dogs are
specifically uncute.
With a 7, they're cute.
They're all pugs. Oh,
nice.
They are large. They are on full chest leads, not a collar around the neck. They're broad chested, almost like an attack dog. And they are tugging on the end of their owner's leads. And Lomey, there's something fucky with these dogs. There's a little, the scales on the back of your neck are kind of rising up a little bit as you're looking at these dogs. Something isn't quite right. It is not your sense that is triggering this. It is that little spot of power in the back of your brain where the Blue Lady resides.
A tingly bit?
Something that's starting, like, not a full Spidey sense tingle.
Yeah, like that Peter guy.
Yeah, that unnamed Peter individual.
The Peter tingle?
Yeah.
But there's something that's tricking that on the back end, and you're not quite sure why. Can I get perception checks from the rest of you as well, please? What'd you get?
22.
Ronan rolled an 18, which was impressive. And Blaze rolled a dirty 20.
Okay.
Lomey's muted. Unless his 7 was the...
I think that was my roll, unless I'm
that was
going
the
again.
7. No, that was that was your 7.
A mighty 7.
So
Better than the 2.
hold, please. I gotta find my boy.
These aren't the mean dogs that Red sicked on us up in the mountains.
These are not Shadow Mastiffs.
Are they light mastiffs?
No,
Like the low-calorie version?
gluten-free for range mastiffs. No, these look. We had a 18, dirty 20, and a 22. These, again, you're seeing these pulling, and people are getting up and clearing space as these guards are, like, moving tables out of the way. And there seems to be someone in the middle of this. There's a pair of figures in the middle of this retinue, sort of moving through. The nobles are looking a little flustered, a little upset as they're clearing out. But no one is making a big stink out of it because these dogs are coming through and sniffing things and seeing what's going on. And you notice that on these leads, these long leather leads, there are runes written on the leads and their collars as they're kind of moving through this area. These are not... There's something magical about these dogs. Or at least from what the leads are telling you. There is magic in these leads. Theoretically, that means the dogs would be magical as well. However, more interesting, perhaps to some of you, is who these dogs are guiding in this moment. Who's in the center of all of this? And you see, sort of moving through, dressed in a broad, heavy-set man, in this dark, deep purple, deeper and richer than what Thalia's wearing, all swaddled in silks and comfort, with a slight jingle as he walks from all of the rings and bracelets and gold wrapped around his wrists and things. Is what could only be some royalty from Kondo. And Lomey, you immediately recognize the Raj of Kondo. Malshana, the king of the desert. And theoretically, allegedly, the father of Nasir, or Firo, as you guys have been calling, as he has requested you call him. Next to him is a very tall, thin man. And he looks to be the typical humorless vizier, the humorless gentleman that kind of hangs out. The guy who always follows along the king and keeps all of his information in hand. You don't know this gentleman's name, but he and the Raj seem to be walking forward completely unperturbed by all the conversation that's happening around them as they go, and they find a table pretty much directly opposite the sweetheart table. on the other side of this large dance floor that's been set up. And the two of them, after the guards and their dogs kind of clear through everything and leave about an 8-foot buffer between their table and the nearest table, these two figures just walk over and take their seats. You all watch as a Harvey kind of moves up, very comfortable, very casual, but very comfortable and very professional. And you see him kind of walk up to the guards, and the guards just immediately cross their spears, preventing access. And you hear the Raj go, "Yes, yes, let us see what this one wants." Walks through, and you see the Harvey kind of bend over, and the Raj and this Vizier just kind of, you see them even from this distance, not making eye contact, just like talk at this Harvey, and just kind of shoo him away as he goes to get more drinks. The guards and their dogs have all kind of settled, but keeping that 8-foot perimeter around this table.
Blaze is gonna pat Thalia on the shoulder and use Vigilant Blessing. She has advantage on attack roll, or advantage on initiative rolls until I use this feature again.
Okay.
Just in case.
What does that look like?
Blaze kind of does the little Jack Sparrow coin thing through his hand with a piece of gold and hands it to Thalia and puts his hand on her shoulder, and there's this slight like shimmer when she touches the coin. You might need this just to like get in there a little quicker, give you a little more pizzazz, if you know what I'm saying. How do you want to be your best self? The first one's always free, I think is what they say.
Thanks, please.
You're welcome.
Lomey's just sinking in his seat, as one does when they're trying to not exist. Hi, how are you? I'm down here now. Don't notice me.
Lomey,
What?
you're becoming
What?
more noticeable when you do that.
That's not how that works.
When
You know, they
Lomey
taught me
isn't-
that in school. It's actually the opposite.
Are you sure?
No.
But
But I'm pretty
so it's like a 50-50 and I've got nothing to lose.
Or you have everything to gain.
When Lomey isn't looking, Blaze is gonna cast Light on his back.
I don't think I'm ever looking at my back.
Well, because it's on an object.
I know.
Yes.
Are you hitting like one of his spines? Are you hitting his jacket?
How many spines do I have?
the
Wrong
back
spine.
panel of his jacket?
Okay.
Which
So
I
it's like
now
a silverback
imagine.
dragon gorilla.
I now imagine that Lami's like, as he's sinking down, he's like, "Do I put the jacket on? No, I take it off, so they don't want to talk to me. No, or maybe I put it on his armor. No, I take it off so I can fight." Like,
What do I do with this stupid jacket?
he just keeps trying to take it on and off.
I'm just gonna sit up halfway and wear my jacket halfway. That no one will notice.
No one knows if he just sat down or is about to stand up. After the crowd kind of settles down a little more, and sort of retakes their seats, the mayor and Lady Kost return to cheers and aplomb.
Presty to make the gown a little floofier.
You go to Presty, and as you go to like kind of poof it, Lady Kost kind of looks at you, and like as you kind of ruffle it out, she kind of looks at you and throws you a wink, and the whole thing as she steps onto the dance floor just goes woof, in this like almost pillar of fire, and the whole thing just changes. All of the colors and hues and things just change from this bright, brilliant white, untouched snow, into this joyful, flowery, medley of colors, and the whole thing, it's no longer fabric. It is now just a pure curtain of flowers that she's wearing. And she kind of looks back over at you, and you hear a message in your head, and she goes, I appreciate the assist, but you can relax. I get to show off a little bit tonight.
Sorry.
No harm was intended, none was taken. Now, enjoy yourself. I expect to
Fun.
see you.
This is all mental.
Yeah.
Lomey can hear it.
I would
Know
expect
your thoughts.
if I could get a dance from you this evening, I would greatly appreciate it. The two of them step forward and have their ceremonial first dance. There is no father-daughter or mother-son dance. It is just for the two of them. And the whole time, the Raj and the Vizier have already been just continued eating. They have gotten their food early and are just sitting there. And so as the music is playing, as everyone else is quietly watching this dance, you hear the clink and clatter of silverware on this plate. And the two of them talking with mouths half full of food in Kendoan, which is a beautiful language, not when you have half a baked potato in your face, like most languages. And you could tell that a lot of the nobility is getting frustrated with it, but they're not going to say anything because this guy's got more weapons than they have. The most weapons in the room right now.
Oh.
More than me?
Yeah. Mostly because there's 12 guys.
Oh.
You have one hammer. You have one hammer and two swords, and they have 12 guys with spears and short swords, and also a trio of dogs. Anything y'all want to do as their dance ends and folks begin to kind of mingle through, and the guards sort of contract around as the mayor does come over to have what looks like a one-on-one conversation with the Raj. What would y'all like to do?
I'd probably like to be scanning the room just to see politically, not necessarily looking for like a threat, but just trying to understand the social dynamics.
Okay.
And observing the event. I can't turn my historian lore brain off, so.
That's fair.
Also checking in on the band, making sure they're taken care of.
Oh.
How far are we from the Raj?
How far do y'all want to be? How far would you be from the center of the room? Is basically the question, because the
They're
dance
in the middle?
the
dance floor.
So there is like, I think
Head table,
head
dance
floor
floor in front of it.
Yep. And then
Surrounding.
It's just in a very long tent. So there's a couple of chairs along the sides of the dance floor. But then most of the tables and chairs are pushing out towards the outside. There is a courtyard on the far side if people want to get away from the music and dancing. And with a fair amount of private nooks and hedges and things, because it's a wedding and people are going to sneak off and do whatever. It's a fact of life in this kind of place. And the mayor's estate is rarely open like this. But you're seeing the Raj is basically in direct opposition with the head table. And then there are probably 40, 50 feet of tables past that to the end of the tent. And then 20 to, I'd say 50 feet on either side. It's a big ass tent. So yeah, how close to the Raj do you want to be?
I don't know. We sat first.
Yeah. Do you want to? So would you guys sit on the perimeter of the room? Who would take point on that?
I have no idea.
I would go
point on that.
perimeter middle.
Okay.
Because Thalia would assume that the uppity-ups would want to be closest to the head table, and so she doesn't want to offend anyone there. But hearing Ronon talk about how they're also kind of on duty, she wants to be in the middle in case there's action on either end.
Close enough to get to the mayor if shit hits the fan. Okay.
Blaze
Yes.
is going to stand up. Are people dancing now?
People have started to. There's a couple of eager dancers who showed up a little in their cups. Other folks are like, now that the first dance is done, folks have sort of scattered and are starting to get their food. Yeah, it was a short ceremony, but everyone's here for the food anyway.
So no dancing, only food.
There's a group of 6 younger. Honestly, they're basically like the stable boys.
And the dance floor is in the middle of the room.
Front half of the room.
Oh, so away from where the Raj is.
Raj is on the outside.
Raj is basically center of the tent.
Hold on, I got this. Whiteboard time.
Yes, Raj is in the center of the tent. There's about 50 feet of dance floor, and then the head table, where the happy couple are living. And then behind the Raj is the rest of the seating space.
Right. All right. Head
Yep,
table.
pretty much.
Dance floor. X marks the Raj.
X marks the
weddings.
And then more tables behind us.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Blaze is gonna grab Lomey's hand and try to yank him up.
Where are we going?
We're going dancing, and I'm gonna drag Lomey to the
do you want to
dance
make
floor.
do you want to make this a contested roll on me?
Not truly. I'm gonna follow him, but like lean backwards and like make it really difficult. Like a 4-year-old.
Can I? Okay, so as y'all are doing that, what's Ronon in? So Thalia's keeping an eye on things. What's Ronon doing?
Probably sizing up the only threat so far that he's seen are the Raj's shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
Being a rune man himself, can he tell what, if he gets near the dogs, can he tell what kind of runes are on there?
Sure. You want to go check out the dogs?
Yeah.
Cool. Give me a perception check on the goons, and then give me a Arcana check at advantage for the runes. Are you looking at the dogs or the collars?
A little bit of both. I specifically want to know what
magic's on the collars.
Runes are. Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, I'll give you advantage on that check. Rachel.
Perception is 21.
Okay.
You can go with Rachel.
Rachel, can you give me a perception? What information do you want out of this? You're trying to get like the political vibe and like what the room is like?
Yeah, the socio-political vibe.
Big word.
In terms of like clocking who's talking to who a little bit.
Okay.
You know, having worked with the mayor, she understands some of it, so it's like, ooh, those two are talking again. Interesting.
Okay.
You know, seeing what has changed in the years since she's kind of worked with these people.
Okay. Give me
and also seeing how they're reacting to the Raj.
Okay. Give me history or perception, depending on what you. History will tell you a little more about the alliances.
They are the same. They're the same.
So this comes down to you as the player. Do you want to know a little more of like the history of those relationships and what that could mean moving forward? Perception being who's talking to who, like less of the background history and more of who's talking to who and how they're responding to the Raj. You'll get a little bit of both whichever way you go, but what's your focus?
Probably perception, because she knows she can look up history. Like, she can always check the history.
Okay. Yeah, roll perception for me.
26.
Oh, fuck.
I rolled while you were explaining.
Okay.
Plus 11, y'all.
Lord of mercy, bards are silly. Let me grab a couple of... That's gonna sound too familiar. Okay. And Ronon, what did you roll on your perception?
21.
Okay. What's your Arcana for the collars?
6.
At advantage?
100.
I rolled a 1 and a 6.
Oh boy.
What's with the
Plus
6s tonight?
0 gives me 6.
Spicy. Okay. And then last, but certainly not least, I need performance checks from Lomey and Blaze. Lomey, as you're moving forward, you hear in the back of your head, "Oh, you don't look like you dance." Nope, that's not the right voice. That's
Oh, you don't look like you dance there, laddie.
that's Patrick's
Irish
wife.
now.
That's Patrick's
Mary.
wife. That's Patrick's wife. Why is she here? You hear Auntie's voice in the back of your head. "Y'all look like you could use a little help with those 2 left feet of yours. Would you like a hand there, Sprout? Free of charge."
I suppose so.
All right.
Why are you in my brain?
I owe your mom a favor.
What?
Roll so, Lomey, when you roll
Is that
performance,
like a mean way?
roll it at advantage, please.
What'd you do to my mom? Oh, thank God it's an advantage. You know what that
Which
roll was?
mom?
Question of the day there, isn't it?
I want you to know that the first one was a 6.
Yes!
The second one was a
This
6.
is
We've
the
gotten-
third die of the night.
We've gotten all...
I
That's
gave it
3...
another shot.
Auntie
Second
showed up, we
roll.
got 3 6s.
Second roll is a 14.
Lovely. Okay. 14. Blaze, what'd you get?
Natural 20 for a 21.
Hot damn. Okay.
At least somebody can roll.
So y'all are cooking. Y'all start cooking with gas, and start kind of moving through this dance floor. And Lomey, you feel this. You feel the groove. You fall into. Blaze is leading you into this dance. And some of the stable kids are coming along too, and they're kind of joking along and dancing with you. But this feel like, after a couple of steps and you not finding your feet, you kind of like following Blaze's lead and feeling this flow with the music. Kind of like when Robbie, when asked about it, would talk about how he learned to play the accordion from Auntie. This just like the barriers, all of the anxiety, all of that is just dropped. You're not worried about, are you going to step on Blaze's feet? Am I going to hit somebody with my tail? Am I going to do this? Am I going to do this? You're just in it. And it's relaxing. It almost drowns out that little danger sense in the back of your head. Almost. But not quite. But you two are able to cut a rug very nicely.
What's he saying on the Ixnay way as I give Lomey a twirl?
Who's Felipe? What?
But what's he saying?
You should have just said that.
That's what I said. I give him another twirl.
He's not even dancing. You're just spinning Lomey around and making him dizzy in the middle of it. So you're trying to get closer to the Raj and the mayor to eavesdrop? Copy. We'll get to that in a second. Or Blaze or Lomey, do you want to eavesdrop?
I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
I'm real good at perception
Give me
tonight.
another
So
perception check there, bud.
6.
If it's a 6, I'll love it forever.
okay, that's better. That's better.
16.
No, 17. You're close though.
Ooh, all right. Leaps and bounds. Okay.
16 going on 17.
There's Nazis in that musical. The number of people that I know that only watch the first half of The Sound of Music is wild. It's like the people who only know the first half of Into the Woods. That's musical theater. That's a tomorrow problem. Why is it a tomorrow problem? I don't even know.
Can we make it a Friday problem instead, please?
Fair.
It's because the sun will come out tomorrow.
Tomorrow's not Friday.
Ooh. Inspiration for... damn it, I'm mad about it.
For what? None of that was inspiring.
No, it was a follow-up to
Rachel
the
was
musical theater
inspiring.
joke. Rachel's inspiring.
Oh, I was dwelling on the fact that tomorrow's not Friday. I'm sorry, I
If
missed
only
it.
tomorrow not being Friday wasn't miserable. Miserable. That was a stretch.
There was a stretch.
Should I
a
take
big
away
one.
my inspiration?
Yeah,
No.
take it away. I vote it's gone.
However, Ronon or Thalia, who wants to go next? Was that Thalia?
Me. Yeah.
you did perception for that. So
26.
Oh yeah. So you're clocking all of this, all this kind of activity. The mayor's staff. There is still a very clean divide between the staff and the highfalutin highborns, but there's also a lot of distance kept with the Raj. Especially now with that 26, you see as Blaze and Lomey are spinning and dancing, you see Lomey kind of getting closer to where the guards are, and the guards are kind of like, as they get a little closer to do the eavesdropping, you see the spears kind of come up, and you see the grips shift a little towards like in case they need to block the path or drop them, or like they adjust their hand positions a little bit. But the mayor and the Raj are talking right now, and the mayor has he's got his business face on. He's got his work face on. Very relaxed, very comfortable, laughing, joking, has a tankard in one hand and claps the Raj on the shoulder. The vizier sitting next to him just kind of scowl, like just this emotionally constipated looking man, just kind of scowling at everything around him. And the Raj, again, you know the faces of two politicians playing the game. And the Raj has a real good poker face. And none of the other nobles have really gotten close. They're starting to inch their way closer and grab some of the closer tables and trying to also eavesdrop. Most of this is... you're not necessarily in a viper's pit of people that are going to want to try and kill you in this moment. The mayor is well liked by all of his constituents, despite rubbing a few of the nobility the wrong way. But yeah, the Raj coming in has definitely... The Raj is the biggest fish, and on any other occasion, all focus would be on him, but because this is the mayor's wedding, it's a split. And also the fact that Lady Kost, the rumors about Lady Kost have also changed how the world kind of shapes out. Because no one knows that she's a retired Archfey, but nobody wants to find out. Any specific questions you're looking for?
Not right now.
Okay. Ronon, as you're sizing up from your seat next to Thalia.
Oh no, I was getting closer to the dogs to see what the collars were.
So the guards themselves, because it was guards and dogs, right? The guards themselves they don't look like mercenaries. These don't look like guys that you run down to the nearest bar of tough guys and say, yo, put this on. These are trained soldiers. These are guys that are they work out. They're seeing their spears and swords and their ceremonial armor looks pristine. But you get close enough that you can start to see, like, oh, the scabbard is worn from the weapon, from like the dagger, the knife at the hip. The dagger, the sheath and scabbard the leather is worn from where these daggers are drawn. These weapons have killed people. And the guys who are carrying them are probably the ones who did it. As you get closer to the dogs, however, I need you to roll an animal handling check for me. How
close am I getting to the dogs?
How close do you want to get?
As close as I feel like I won't get eaten? How close do I have to get to see what the runes are on their collars?
You can get about 15 feet away before... If you roll an animal handling check and roll well, I'll let you re-roll your 6. How's that sound? It's another 6, isn't it?
Animal handling. 11.
Ooh, okay.
I rolled a 6.
There it is. The night of the living sixes. So with an 11, you start to get a little closer, and the dog that you come up to sort of looks at you and drops into the hackles kind of raise up a little bit, and it this low growl, but it's got its hackles up. It's not lunging forward. It's defensive in this moment. And as you kind of get closer, the dog continues to back up towards its owner.
I would not advance.
Okay.
If dog looked mad.
Yeah. Dog looks aggressive but defensive. If you push forward, it might have something happen. And you see the soldier with the lead just kind of, oi, and tug on it, and the dog kind of settles and sits up straight, but it's locked onto you, and its two buddies are also locked onto you. You get a little closer. So I'll give you a +4 in that roll, make it a 10. The collar has runes on it in Kandoan. It appears to be some sort of binding, a tether, in a literal and metaphysical sense. You're not sure what it's tethering, but that lead is keeping this thing here in more than one sense.
Oh. Alright. Ronan's gonna say to the guard, very beautiful dogs you have. What breed are they, if you don't mind me asking?
You do a lot of work with dogs yourself?
Generally not. Up where I'm from, there are more big cats than dogs, but...
North. It's cold up there.
Indeed. It's a bit nippy.
Well, no, they're just they're a special breed we get out in Kondo. We also got some pretty big cats. We got big sand cats. But
sand cats?
Sand cats.
Do they have the tusks?
They actually come up from the bottom. It helps them.
Oh.
It helps them dig and find water and punch through cactus. But no, I would have sworn that you work with dogs, because the only time I get this old girl here to get her hackles down up like that and not just tear someone's throat out is when someone's worked with bigger dogs before. You got to be the biggest predator. You carry yourself like it.
Oh, thank you.
That also means that everybody here is keeping an eye on you.
Oh. Well, I don't really have too much to hide.
Well, that's true. I already know your name.
Oh, that was rude of me not to ask. What is your name?
Call me Valen.
Nice to meet you, Valen. I would shake your hand, but... Dog.
Right, dog. So, anything I can help you with, or are you just gonna hang around?
I'm not gonna hang around you specifically. I'm just kind of wandering around, and to be honest, your dog is the most interesting thing here. Weddings are painfully boring. But it looks like you and your compatriots have seen some action, and it's always nice to talk to another person with some experience in the world.
You live up here, or do you live in your city down below?
Honestly, we haven't done a lot of living down there. At least I haven't. After the whole dragon fiasco, I went up north, discovered that my parents were murdered, came back down, and then we went back, and
I heard,
there was a boat, and Then we went back up
We heard
there, and
about
then
the
we just
boat.
got back. Yes, the boat was dreadful.
Glad you caught the murderer, though.
Yes.
It's good. That's honestly, most adventurers don't make good police officers. Officers, they don't arrest people; they just murder them.
That's a good
My
point.
job's a little more specific, though. When I get to let this girl off the leash and pats her, she gets to have fun sometimes.
Well, I will leave you to your guarding, and I'll go wander around somewhere else.
If you want to swap some stories, maybe after this shindig is done, we can toss back a few, and you can tell me how much of the stories of that committee of yours are true.
That would be lovely.
And he kind
I'll
of
wander off.
he gives you a polite head nod as you head out, and you see his buddy just go, Phelan, we're not supposed to talk at this. Listen, he's a kind of a okay. Come on. The dog, all three dogs continue to watch you as you go. Lomey, perception check, please, to listen in.
I hate that you
let's
haven't
hope for
said
a
it.
better one.
I hate it so much.
Also, Blaze, if you want to give him advantage on that. because
Yes.
You are dancing with the boy. With that nat 20,
I'll take it.
with that nat 20, I'm not even going to make you fucking roll again. We'll carry that success over.
18 this time. We're going in the right direction.
Amazing.
Up.
There's
We're
always
meant
a
to be
bigger
going up.
Blaze, as you're spinning Lomey around, Lomey, you're in the middle of a dip. You're catching... It's hard to catch full sentences. But the dancing is sufficient. And other people are starting to come up and join the dance. So there's enough cover. I'm not going to go through a whole roleplayed conversation with myself. What you kind of catch on is the mayor had sent the invite, but he wasn't expecting the Raj to show. It was mostly out of politeness, and he got the invite, and then he wasn't expecting this many people as well. So the mayor is kind of making platitudes and also offering his private, basically offering the manor to the Raj, as a place for them to stay, because of how their hierarchy kind of works, the Raj outranks him.
Oh, that's garbage.
So it becomes a larger conversation of who, like, bowing to those responsibilities and stuff like that. Just kind of keeping an eye on those responsibilities. And the Raj is, again, being polite, being civil, but definitely pushing a little bit and throwing his weight around a little bit. He's rarely made eye contact with the mayor during this conversation. You do also catch a bit where the mayor's like, are the weapons really necessary? And the Raj effectively going, there's a civil war in my country, bud. I go armed everywhere I can because you never know who's going to try and kill me.
He's smart.
Kados pops out of a portal and kills the Raj.
No, he just really slows him down.
As that conversation happens, and you hear the Raj, you never know who's going to try and kill me at one of these things. You hear the band kind of... you hear the band stop, but not at the end of the number. You hear everyone... the band does not cut off together.
Wow.
Is
It's
it a
like-
murder band?
Because they're just like, they're playing along, they're playing this nice, it's a small string piece, and they just kind of, and like the one violinist who's just doing his own thing, it just kind of goes until it all comes to a stop, and the dancing kind of pauses.
Pause.
Mommy's still dancing.
Oh.
And you hear from the head of the room, Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Bride, Ms. Kost, Maer Alvaron, Raj Malshana. And as you all look, people are kind of clearing away from the entrance where you all entered in from. And at sort of the head of the dance floor, at the door of the main entrance, stands a figure, fully clad in heavy plate mail. Bald head, dark, angry eyes, and a massive, glowing, two-headed axe over one shoulder. And your old friend, Lomey, Brother Bartholomew, former Shield of the Saint, turned warrior zealot, stands at the head of the dance floor and says, "There is to be a reckoning." And that's where we're going to go on break, everybody. Yeah, Brother Bartholomew. Brother Bartholomew's back. He's been gone for 1.5 years, and he has returned.
When was I gonna come bite us in the ass? I guess right now.
The man who literally has a divine message to turn the shields of the saint into weapons and an axe called the Last Call showed up at the wedding. Who knows what's gonna happen? But don't go away, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Let's take a 10, everybody, because I know we ran a little late. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Bye-bye.
See you soon.
Bye-bye. So like a lot of shampoo?
Back. How much shampoo? All of the shampoo. Except, you know who doesn't need shampoo? Brother Bartholomew. Our bald-ass motherfucker.
Oh, that was a good...
He might need to moisturize.
Hey, that's true. That's very true. This boy has not been moisturizing.
Was he crusty?
No, he's clean. But
is he a dandruff? Is he like...
He looks haggard as
That's
he
dandruff.
stands there looking at everyone. The guards around the Raj and the mayor and a few individuals around Lady Kost that looked more like servants have sort of stepped in as Brother Bartholomew looks at all of you.
I stopped dancing. Like a slow stop, like slowing down.
Single-headed axe, faintly glowing with this bluish white light that kind of pulses. What would y'all like to do?
Sorry, mental image. I feel like Blaze is like dipped Lomey and they just like turn and they're like,
yes,
oh.
Yes, mid-dip.
Lomey's going down and he's bringing Blaze with him. He's attempting to pull him down as well.
Blaze has a rose through his teeth.
I don't know where he got it. Lady Kost, that's where it came from.
They can't see us if we're short.
I'm like, who's he?
You don't want to know. Real angry.
Blaze lets go and starts walking towards Bartholomew.
No, not that way.
Are you gonna stop him, Lomey? You're gonna let him do his thing?
I say no, not that way, and I'm just gonna keep hiding.
As you walk forward, Blaze, Bartholomew looks at you. He's about 6 inches taller than you are. And he kind of looks down.
Hold out my hand. Greg? It's been forever. How have you been? How's your mom?
And he puts his hand up and like runs his hand down your face. And you feel
Squeaky.
this weird like oily feeling.
He's greasy too.
I was right.
He's a little,
Squeaky.
a little sweaty and gross. And he casts silence. And walks past that point in the circle. Walking up, standing on top of the high table. As he walks forward,
I stand back up.
Lady Kost is sort of gets up and moves away from being with that much cold iron and even colder rage emanating off of him. Just walks around. All eyes are on Brother Bartholomew in this moment. He takes the last call, puts the haft of it on the table. Mr. Mayor, we need to chat about the company you keep. You were a good man. And now you eat and drink with demons, Fey, and tyrants. You drink with the enemies of the people that you swore to protect when you took charge of this city, and you live above, well, we all know what lives beneath this city. There is no reason I should not strike you and every one of these guests who do not belong here, and submit your souls to the saint for judgment. However, it is a wedding. It is a joyous occasion. So we shall enjoy ourselves for as long as we can. And when the party is over, well, the devil always gets their due. And he looks directly over to where Auntie and Jeeves are standing. Auntie is not looking at Brother Bartholomew. She is looking at the axe. And she looks someone give me an insight check on dear Auntie.
Nat 20 for 23.
Okay.
8.
With a natural 20, who else do you want to insight check? I'll let you pick one other person.
I'm gonna insight check the Vizier.
Excellent. A phenomenal choice. Ronan or Blaze, did you do an insight check?
10 and a 10.
Perfect. Auntie is locked onto that weapon, and Jeeves too, actually. The two of them have not shifted their eyes from that axe since it walked in. the very same way when you see a snake, you don't take your eyes off the snake. That can kill you. The Vizier, on the other hand, continues eating.
He said party till you can't no mo.
The rest of you kind of getting a gauge on the room. Everyone is looking around, kind of getting a feel for that. The silent circle has been sort of cleared out as people are like understanding that this is just a point in the room and they can spread out. What would y'all like to do?
Oh, I don't know what to do. Where's Blaze? I want to find quiet Blaze.
Yeah, is Blaze still in the circle?
Yeah.
He's still in the pit, bro.
Listen, you fall down in the pit, you get him standing up again.
Blaze, that guy's bad news.
Did you pull him out of the silent circle?
What's wrong with you?
Lomey, did you pull Blaze out of the silent circle, or are you in the silent circle as well?
I feel like how big is the silent circle?
20-foot radius.
Oh, then I'm in the silent circle.
Great, so there's this really awkward pantomime happening.
I pull him away. Because it wasn't quiet before. What was that about?
I went to introduce myself like I have with everybody else, and he just slide. Is my face greasy? I feel like my face is greasy.
You've got like streaks.
Should we kill him?
Looks like he touched you right on the lip.
Oh.
Back
just kind of makes it worse.
Yeah. Back at your table, Ronon and Thalia sitting there. From between the two of you, you hear Atronics. Walked up behind you while all the ruckus was happening.
I was just about to message him. Yes.
Well, this is not the reunion I think we were all expecting.
You were expecting a reunion.
I wasn't expecting Bartholomew to show his ugly face. You have this handled, I trust.
Do you want me to beat him up now or beat him up later?
He did just threaten several guests. I don't know why he's telling us to wait, but...
Well, if he wants a party, I suppose we should get things back on track. Ronan? You know, Bartholomew looks a little flustered. Maybe he needs some air?
I mean, I think we're outside, aren't we?
No, so like take him outside the tent.
Oh, take him outside the tent. Oh,
and just talk to him. Not murder
Stand
yet.
up.
Just talk to him.
Can I go back to the table?
Walk over towards Bartholomew. I'm past Lomey on my way.
Where are you
Fist
going?
bump. I'm going to talk to Baldy.
Oh, we're going to talk to him?
I'm going to talk to him.
Blaze tried that. He got very quiet.
Oh, that's not like him.
It was
Generally
weird.
very chatty.
What?
Meanwhile,
we
Blaze
should
has his
probably-
arm linked with some like nobility person just yapping their ear off about how crazy this is.
All right, maybe we leave Blaze here. I should come with you.
Okay. All right, keep walking.
Go with him.
Blaze is chatting up with Bosteth Blackmore, who is another. She's from a smaller trading town, but she's been making a couple of inroads and put herself on the council. Started out basically as a clerk almost, but is making a name for herself as being able to wheel and deal with the best of them and outdrink most of the other nobility, which gives her an edge in negotiations. So two of you are walking over. Okay. Blaze is yapping. Thalia, you're just hanging out at the table?
Thalia is going to go over to where the band is.
Okay.
And she's going to check their set list, see what's up, see what they're doing, see if there's anything that she can reorganize and be like, hey, put this next, and I'm playing with you. Like, we're kicking things. We're
okay.
going.
What kind of... Sorry.
And she'll probably... It's like a cross between a bow and a curtsy because she has that, like, half overskirt. Mm-hmm. So she, like, grabs one end of it and, you know...
Okay.
Bow,
what do you want to put next in the roster?
Are you pulling up Thunderstruck?
I was thinking of something with like a really dramatic opening, but then it's like really lively. It's not timid. It is so aggressively like, we know something just won't happen and we're not going to be awkward about it. We are going to party then. This man wants us to party. We're going to party. And Lady Kost said she wanted to dance.
Okay.
So the bagpipes come out. And it's gonna be lively.
This isn't quite what you dealt.
Not quite. No.
Not quite. Let's see what I got.
That's a little too
trap
intense.
remix.
This might be a little too low key.
Oh man, it's from my bagpipe playlist that I haven't used in a while.
That's okay.
Yeah, I can picture it.
We'll keep it with like. This is still a little too easy listening.
It's exciting. It's lively. It's meant to get people on their feet. It's meant to kind of like thumb their nose at Bartholomew and be like, fine, this man wants a party.
You're pulling the vibe back. Give me a. Are you performing with the band or just changing up yourselves? Give me a performance check, please. At advantage.
Okay, that's a pretty good start. Hey, that's two good rolls. 26.
Okay. My music won't pause. There we go. Yeah, so 26, you effectively, like, again, there's that pall of tension over the room. And especially after Atronics was like, hey, you should deal with this problem. That's partly why you're here, guys. You pull the vibe back. You get the band going. The head table is now Bartholomew's, and he continues to stand there with the axe. Very similar to how Ronon was sitting with his hand on the tail end of his hammer. Bartholomew has his hands resting on the head of the axe. Blade pointed out towards people. Everyone's giving him a wide berth on the dance floor, but he stands he's standing at attention at the top of the festivities. But you steal the vibe back, and the band kicks off and really starts getting people back into the mixing and the mingling. It's not working for everybody because there is a armed and uninvited guest. But no one is really... Everyone's giving him a berth and just leaving him at the head table. And again, the focus is now shifted to where the Raj, the Vizier, and the Mayor are sitting.
I'm assuming, flare-wise, as I'm playing, probably some Presty to get some, like, twinkle lights.
Throwing on a show.
Throwing up, especially over Lady Kost.
Okay.
My girl looks good. I'm going to highlight that.
Okay. Lady Kost.
It is her day. Thank you.
Absolutely. So Lady Kost is dancing and is working through. However, Auntie and Jeeves do not participate. They stay off to the sides. And actually, while this is happening, as Atronics sort of moseys away, Yeah, Lomey and Ronon, you guys come up to where Bartholomew is standing. And Ronon, it's weird. Bartholomew is now taller than you because he's on top of a table. As you walk up, he goes, Ronon.
Hello, Bartholomew.
And Brother Lomey.
Hi. How are you?
I am quite well, all things considered. I get to do some of Our Lady's work this afternoon, and it is going to be a glorious day.
Is that killing a bunch of the guests?
Only those who have turned against their kin.
Who might that be?
He kind of looks at you for a second, Lomey.
You got like a list, or pretty weird if you had a list.
Why are you sniffing? That's weird.
There's a barbecue on the other side of the wedding.
You smell like one of us.
Who's us?
The swords, brother. We are not shields anymore. We are tired of defending the innocents. Because every time we go out and defend, it doesn't matter. But you smell like you have embraced her.
Who is her?
The saint.
I thought it was a man dude with a shield.
No.
No? I must be getting it mixed
You
up with
would
someone
not.
else.
I'm very confused.
Also, weren't you, like... Didn't you have an accent before? I feel like it's been so long since I've seen you last.
I don't remember either.
He did have a very rough German accent.
He did.
It's been a year.
Whatever.
It's been like 2 years.
He got a new voice. He relearned his vocal
Folds.
things.
I did not speak for a year as I wandered.
Why?
Because I would not spread my saint's lies anymore. This, he thumps the head of the axe, spoke for me for a year. Finding other brothers, heeding the lady's last call.
So you're just out murdering people. That's responsible.
Sending back those who would prey upon the innocent.
I mean, that sounds like a pretty sweet deal.
There's no use in defending people if we can't protect them all. Arresting killers just puts them away for a while. If you kill enough killers, the killings stop.
I don't think that's how math works.
I think it is, actually. Because then if you kill all the killers, then there's no one left to kill. And then since all the killers are dead, then you don't have to kill anyone anymore. So therefore, no more killing.
Who is this lady you're talking about?
The saint, brother.
The same one?
Yes.
But now
Saying
she's
the same-
mad.
The same word over again doesn't help me understand. Can you, like, paint me a picture?
Yeah, like, what's she mad about? What
What
did
she
she
look
do?
like?
Did you see her? Did you talk to her? Is she nice?
Mr. Ronon, I understand.
Yes.
Let me give you the summarized version of this.
Mm.
Our
The
order
Kindle
was
notes.
founded after a knight on her own killed a demon in a small village, and with its dying breath, it cursed the world to not remember her. Her name is lost. Her face
Another one.
is lost. But we remember her deed. And we used to defend the innocents as she did. She killed that demon with nothing more than her shield. And her weapon was lost in the scuffle, but now it has returned, and he puts both hands on the axe, and it starts to glow and hum with power. And it
so you said it because that's the weapon.
Yes.
I get it now.
Now, but wait a minute. You said she killed the demon with her shield, but she had a two-handed axe.
I'm starting to think she didn't have a shield at all.
Is that the lesson? Is that why you're going around killing all the murderers? Because she didn't have a shield?
Axe.
Is that what we're taking from this?
When I touch this axe, I hear her voice.
Can I touch it?
What does she sound like?
It's like a pinky. I don't want to hold it.
No, you are not a member of the order.
Oh. Can he touch it?
I'm not either, but I'll touch it.
You said he smells good.
Here. And he holds it out. He goes, you may not feel anything. But when I touch this, I know that she is with me.
I touch it.
Roll me a religion check, please.
Oh, these low rolls today. That's a 13.
There is a very similar thread of power. As you reach your hand out, there's lightning arcing to your fingers, the same bluish power. And as you touch it, you feel this resonance. Less intense than it was when Bartholomew had both hands on it, was kind of channeling through it. But you feel a very similar power to yours. It's a different form, perhaps, but it is that same energy that you have running through you.
Meh. I felt better axes.
And she does not speak to you as she does to me, but you feel something.
Yes.
You feel this power. You feel this burning righteousness.
I mean, kinda, but mine feels cooler, so meh.
What does your burning righteousness tell you to do, Lomey?
Not murder people, mostly.
That is true. Speaking of murdering people, yes, you want to kill all the people. Great.
I want to
But
kill
not great.
all.
Some of the people.
At least 30%.
4
I will tell you who they are.
is at least 40%.
He does have a list.
Which 4?
That one.
Which
And
one's
her
that one?
assistant.
Auntie?
They're fine. Look at them.
She brought barbecue.
And without breaking eye contact, his hand points and tracks Lady Kost through the dance. Her.
No, it's her
The
wedding
Fey.
day.
I
You
wouldn't
don't
do
kill
that.
people on their wedding day.
Does
Wouldn't
not
even try it.
belong on this plane and must be
She
sent
will send
home.
you to a different one.
She is welcome to try, and I will die happy in the attempt.
No, not die. You'll just be forever lost in the
In a closet,
weird soup.
actually.
Points to the Raj's table. Those two.
I wouldn't fuck with that either.
The mayor for eating and drinking with that tyrant, and the tyrant himself.
Is the tyrant just a tyrant, or is he like some interplanar being? Like, for instance, a demigod caught in a pocket dimension speaking vicariously through a doll.
Good example.
Do you have one of those? There's room.
Absolutely
on my list.
not.
Never.
Roll me a deception check, motherfucker.
Woo! Deception? I don't even know where that is.
Please tell me.
It's alphabetical.
Please tell me you gave Adelaide a nice little party dress for this event.
Ooh, that would be adorable.
It would be.
Where is Adelaide in this moment? Let's ask.
Fuck, she's probably on my belt.
Yeah.
She probably slipped into the pouch.
But
What'd you get?
I did roll an 18, which brings me to a 19.
On your deception. So Bartholomew also rolled an 18. His insight's better than yours, though.
Oh. Well, I mean,
24.
my insight does have advantage, but it's +0. So, you know,
You're trying to pull a fast
tomato.
And he looks. And he looks you dead in the face, rings the axe, and holds it up to his ear.
Are you talking to it?
Adelaide.
Who's that?
5.
Oh, that's rude. She's very nice.
She does not belong here.
Technically,
How did you
she
just figure out that name?
She
is
told
not here.
me.
Adelaide is not here.
You
She is
truck
manifesting.
with
You truck.
demons and darker things.
She's not a darker thing. She's very nice. She's a young girl. You're going to kill a young girl in cold blood. What has
I'm going
Adelaide ever done to you?
Send her back to whatever dark in between space she's from.
Very rude.
You
So,
are being
hear me
quite
out.
rude.
Hear me out. You and Sir Lomey can talk about divine righteousness all you want. However, you did say that the party should go on, and right now you're kind of killing the vibe. Can you keep your murderous righteous intent outside of the tent?
No. I
Why
will
not?
stay here in case any of them try to slip away.
But I mean,
If
Auntie
you're
just, like,
outside, that's
showed
even
up here.
better. You just know if they left, outside.
that is true. You can only get out of the tent through the
There's only
door.
one door.
There is
Really, it would be
nowhere-
better if you were at the door.
There is
when you think about it.
nowhere for them to go. My men have surrounded this courtyard.
Your men? I thought you were alone and you couldn't talk to people.
Others
How
will
many?
call.
How many people?
Enough.
How
Are you
many?
talking like
Like 6?
Enough.
5 then. Fair.
Oh no, the fact that he's not telling us means that I don't think he's very secure about his numbers.
4
A
it
man
is.
that is secure in himself always tells the truth, and those who hide
Lomey.
things.
Brother.
Yeah. Don't call me that, but okay, carry on.
This is your only chance. You took the oath of the Brotherhood, and you fight to defend those who cannot defend themselves, correct?
Kind of. It wasn't a really good oath.
Why do you carry that broken sword on your hip?
I don't have a broken sword on my hip.
Oh, you don't? Fuck, that's right. I should have asked what weapons y'all had. I was only worried about Ronon, the fucking weapon goblin.
I only brought one.
And then
Speaking of which, Blaze is going to move around so Bartholomew is between Ronon and Lomey and himself.
I'll give you this. Maybe he's seen me with a broken sword on my hip. It's been 3 weeks, right?
He has actually. So yeah, fair. My men have seen you at the kitchen with that broken sword.
Family heirloom.
Why keep it in a
It's
scabbard?
a family heirloom.
Why carry it like a weapon?
It's a pretty good one.
At what? Why do you carry a weapon?
Well, protection, I guess, against people with big axes.
Seems oddly specific.
All right. I'll take that as a no, then, for you joining me.
Not really in the cards. There's much scarier things in this world than you and your big axe.
I know.
And you have 3 men outside.
And that is why we are here, to send the scary things back where they belong.
Oh, those aren't the scary things.
What scares you?
You know, just the end of the world. Kinda normal things.
The end times. Brought about by things influencing us on this world. Demons slipping whispers into your dreams at night. Fairies bewitching you in the woods. In circles of mushrooms where you walk in and walk out centuries later. Hags bewitching children to grow from infancy to death and over the course of a day. And trapped to do that forever. These are the things that I am not afraid of, because I know I can fight them. If the end of the world is coming, brother, then we should be on our feet, weapons in hand to face it.
We're at a wedding.
How long have they been chatting at this point?
A couple of minutes, like
I would say that long. It was just a chat.
it was a couple of minutes of like heated conversation, and you watch Thalia from a distance as he clocks the 2 definitively non-human entities in the room, and you see him flick the axe, and you see him like what's your passive perception? Like a 19?
Oh, like a billion.
Or is it over a 20
20.
now? There it is. That's right. With that 20, even with your passive and you're just kind of keeping an eye on the room and everything, you watch him flick the axe from the bandstand, and you see him pronounce Adelaide.
Can I clock Marisha? Because she's got to be in this room.
With a 22? Hell yeah. She's sitting at a table with a couple of the, she's actually at the table with Atronics. There's a small gathering of representatives from Durganfor who have come up, and they're just having a nice chat at the table. Marisha is very almost forced casualness. She's playing it off better than the rest of the group is. They're a little nervous. But yeah, she is sort of at the far end of the room, and she catches you clocking her.
I will message her and go, the looks of things, if you hadn't guessed, Kost, Maer, Auntie, and Thrash, I'm assuming. Looks like they're all on the list. I'm assuming you have defenses here, besides us.
It's not my house. But yes. Just don't tell the mayor I put them in. He'll be a little grumpy.
What he can't know. Our secret.
But also, There are a lot of goons outside.
How many?
And she kind of does a quick look. I see 30 on this side.
Lomey was right. 3.
Oh,
And
I
that's
knew it.
that's what I can see. I don't know how many are in the hedges.
Do we have an exit plan? For the
VIPs?
head honcho? Yeah.
Can jump a couple of them down south. Most of them have Modrons that might be able to dimension door or jump down. We may need to move quickly, though. As this is happening, this kind of sidebar conversation is tense-ish, this tense standoff, as you guys watch Brother Bartholomew kind of flexing his hands around the axe. And he kind of bows his head and does almost like Stanley Kubrick, like staring straight ahead, starts listing. Lady Kost of the Summer Court, the Devil Auntie and her ilk, the Raj Shalmana, Maer Alvaron, Adelaide. Just rattling off this list slowly like a prayer. There's a faint ting, 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 ting. Silverware ringing on glass. And the conductor of the band kind of winds everybody down. And the Raj is standing, holding a glass. His sour kind of looking face looks around and goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to propose a toast to the happy couple. May your lives be fruitful and joyful for however long you have left. And to Brother Bartholomew, for finally stepping back into the light." And he drops the glass. And there's a shattering, the glass hits the ground, shatters, and there's this roiling purple smoke that fills the table space around the mayor and the Raj. Pandemonium breaks out as this is starting to happen, and you hear the different guards start shouting in Canto, "What's going on? Find the Raj! Find him!" And they start, you hear tables and chairs clattering as the smoke starts to spread out around the room. And all of you hear the dogs start to howl. And the sounds of flesh tearing, muscles scraping. And the sound of that howl digitizes to a very, very familiar screech that you all heard a couple of weeks ago on a mountaintop somewhere. Snow in your face. And a very large, metallic the sound of heavy claws hitting the stone dance floor. And stepping out of the shadows right towards Brother Bartholomew, 2 beady red eyes covered in steel plating. That same mechanical animal that you guys found in the back of the CES Catal trailer is looking at Brother Bartholomew. Can I get initiative rolls from everybody, please?
Thalia has advantage.
But thanks for reminding me. Actually, I was kind of thinking that I was gonna start doing this after my talk with Morish.
Okay, sorry. Was there anything you wanted to,
I was about to say, can I burn my current inspiration to say that I'm most of the way through casting Tiny Hut near Lady Kost? I'll give up 2 of my initiative turns as well.
Unfortunately, no, because your conversation with Lady Kost was the last thing that happened before this shit started. Okay. I can give you, if you burn that point of inspiration, I'll give you 2 rounds off the casting time to cut it down to 4, if you want it. However, this is.
Nah, I'll hold off.
I was gonna say
I was about to say that was gonna be my exit plan for Kost and the mayor.
I love that. I love that idea for the plan. I love that initiative thought. There's some.
Yeah, I get it.
1. What's Bartholomew's reaction to this? What's he look like? What's he doing? Is he still chanting? Does he look scared? What's he doing? Does he look happy? Is this part of his plan?
Hold please.
But 2, who is near me? Is it both of you?
Ronon.
Not Thalia, just Ronon.
Let me get
Ronon, and would Blaze be nearby?
No, Blaze was a noble. You kind of left him to flirt with Grigisha.
I thought you said he was kind of.
He's
circling back, so he's behind.
Yeah.
Okay. He's not within 10 feet of me.
Well, 10 feet? I thought it was larger.
Can I get initiative from anybody above a...
That's where I was going. Ronan, you get a +5 now.
Oh.
Let me see. I need to look at this guy. What is your initiative?
A +5 on top of my pluses?
On top of your pluses, yes.
Okay. Can I get anybody above a 25? What'd you get? Is that Ronan or Blaze?
Blaze. Okay. 28.
I also got above a 25. I got a 27.
Okay, Blaze, Lomey.
I got a +12 to initiative, bro.
20 to 25?
20.
20? Okay. Boy, I wasted that. Those damn initiative rolls.
I feel like right now.
I rolled 2 fucking 20.
Oh.
Okay. Roll for these 2. Okay. So, Lomey, I'll let you know what Brother Bartholomew's doing on his turn, because Blaze is up first.
Ronan got a 13.
Oh, shit. I apologize.
It's okay.
I need like 2 hands, buddy.
You do.
Okay.
Which is a lot better than the 8 he started with.
Hell yeah. So Blaze, you're up first.
Blaze is going to reach up to his left shoulder, and this little kind of cube is going to pop out, and he's going to pull it out, and it's going to form into his rifle, and he's going to shoot Bartholomew.
Shoot him in the back?
Yep.
Okay. You have sneak attack?
That's not where I thought that was going to go at all.
No.
Okay. I keep forgetting. I don't remember if you have sneak attack or not.
I don't, unfortunately. Kind of wish I did, but I would like to use one of my grit points and use disarming shot.
Ooh.
I need a strength saving throw. And that is a 23 to hit.
23 to hit, you say? Stand by. 23 will hit. What's
Okay.
the DC on the strength save?
18.
Crushes it.
All right.
Roll damage for me on that shot, then.
Well then. 13 piercing damage.
13 piercing. Okay.
As you hear, boom! Reload, shoot him again.
Okay.
I'm gonna try disarming shot again. Feel like it's the way to go.
Okay.
26 to hit.
26. That'll also hit.
Let's go. Does 20 piercing damage.
Okay.
And does he succeed on his strength saving throw?
Well, he rolls at advantage because he's good at these. And one of them was a 1, but the other one's a 16 plus his modifier. What was the DC on it again?
18.
Yeah, I got a 19.
All right. Shoot him a third time.
Okay.
I rolled a 9, so 21.
That will hit. Yeah.
Okay.
Another
Disarming shot again.
one. That is 19 on the die.
Okay.
So plug
Well,
away.
I tried.
Plug away, my friend. What's damage on the third shot?
Oh, I forgot about that part. 14, 19 piercing damage.
Holy shit, you hit like a truck. All right, 42 damage on him in a single volley. So yeah, you. As soon as this tinkling starts, you just hear cacao, cacao, cacao. 3 shots, all center mass. Beautiful grouping. But the armor plate holds up pretty well. You definitely have rattled him, probably broken a rib or two. As he kind of lurches forward. Lomey, you're up. With Lady Kost and the Mayor on deck.
So you shot him.
Shot him
Shot
3
him.
times in the back as there's screaming and pandemonium around you.
Oop. Shot him 3 times in the back. Okay. He's still next to me, right?
Yes.
Yes. I'm going to ignore the fact that he was shot 3 times in the back and kind of look over at him. Like, remember when I said mine's cooler?
Hmm.
And I'm going to use my action to summon my pact weapon, which is a broken sword, but it's going to illuminate. Just
Okay.
kind of throw my hand to the side, and I've got a frickin' shiny blue boy. Mine's cooler.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some shit occurring in here. Okay.
That's my turn, because I don't know what else is happening.
Okay. You had a couple of questions about what was going on around you.
I wanted to see how Bartholomew looked, but now he looks like he's in pain.
So as he kind of comes forward, he looks up, and his eyes are now beginning to glow with this same white light that the axe is. And his chanted prayer, his murmur starts to grow in volume. And he starts to thump the axe on the table. And you start to hear him just going, "We are the Knights of the Saint. We bring vengeance." And you hear him start to chant this louder, getting louder and louder and louder as you pull yours. No bonus action, nothing for you?
No. But what was I gonna say? Shit, I lost it. It wasn't important. It wasn't an action or anything. Did I see that Blaze was the one that shot him?
Yes.
Like, I saw it was Blaze. Got it. Just curious. I didn't know where he was because he shot him in the back.
He is behind him, but as he kind of stumbles forward, I mean, it's Blaze. He's orange and blue and has glowing orange eyes. Also, you try to keep an eye on... It's been 3 weeks of you working in the soup kitchen with him. You know how to keep an eye on him.
So, checks out. Checks out.
That's it for me.
Okay. So lady, from off to the side, you see Thalia, especially, kind of keeping an eye on everything, as this purple smoke continues to kind of roil out and growing in the center of this room. It's now about 20 feet across, and is continuing to kind of pour and fill in this space. You see Lady Kost again, just kind of reach down at her dress and just pull. And it almost looks like she pulls more of herself out of herself, just like, and suddenly there are 4 of her.
Magical hats.
Magical party
She's
dress.
got a Kamino and top hat.
She's got a Kamino and top hat.
She just pulls these 4 copies of herself out. And she starts making her way, sort of skirting around the edge of the smoke, away from you. And she is looking deep in this smoke for anyone inside, presumably the mayor. But she's looking, and you notice that all 4 of these images of her are, they haven't drawn any weapons, but their hands are elongating a little, and her fingers are extending and turning into claws. Very animalistic, but still look good. The color is still there, but these are. She isn't like turning into a lycanthrope, but she's definitely getting ready to fuck shit up with her bare hands if she needs to. The mayor, on the other hand, you hear from inside the cloud. You hear sounds of a struggle, and you hear the sound of someone being like a couple of voices coughing, coughing, dishware clattering and breaking on the floor, chairs and tables being knocked over in this scuffle inside. But you don't see anything from the mayor's side of life. So Thalia, you're up.
Okay. How close am I to the smoke?
To smoke?
Like where I last saw the mayor.
From the bandstand, you're probably 30, 40 feet.
Okay.
From the
I
center.
Like
Sorry.
Yeah, I like to go towards the smoke. I go towards the smoke and help find mayor.
Okay. Can I get a strength, athletics, or acrobatics check to move through the crowd? Because the crowd is going against you in this moment.
Oh my god, I actually rolled really well for this.
Okay.
You said strength, acrobatics, or...
athletics or acrobatics, whichever you prefer.
22 acrobatics.
Okay. So yeah, with a 22, you're able to move pretty smoothly through this and get closer to it. How close do you want to get? Do you want to get right up to the edge of the smoke?
Right up into it.
Okay. Into the smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're able to sort of turn sideways and skirt through the crowd. A lot of the nobility is just turning tail and starting to run because they have absolutely zero desire to be in the room right now. But you kind of slip your way through. The only difference between this and you trying to get to class on time is they're dressed a little nicer and no one's hungover. But you get right up to the edge of this billowing purple smoke. And you can see off to your left, you recognize the thing that killed Lythar on top of the mountain. Maybe 10, 15 feet to your left. With red eyes locked directly onto Bartholomew, and your friends are standing between it and its target. What would you like to do?
Do I get the sense that the smoke is magical?
It's purple, so yes. It is. Yeah. Actually, give me an Arcana check.
$22.
22. It is magical. It was triggered by something in whatever flute. But it will continue to grow and expand. You might be able to blow it away, but it will continue to grow. It was not like a performer's smoke bomb or anything like that. It will grow until it is shut off by something.
Okay. I'm going to use my movement. I'm going to use my action to move further into the smoke where I last saw the mayor. Try and find him.
Give me a perception check at disadvantage.
$15.
15. You start to make your way in, and you immediately run into you start running into figures. You basically you can't see anything. It is entirely by feeling the furniture and remembering what this looked like in the seconds before the smoke went up, roughly where he was going to be. You start kind of making your way through, and you immediately start running into the guards. You start running into the Kindoan guard patrol, bumping into them. You feel mostly the armor plating is how you can tell the difference. The first one that you run into is kneeling down on the ground, and as you feel shoulder, and you feel this hand grab your wrist, and you hear a voice go, "Who are you?"
Brotherhood. I'm looking for the mayor.
You need to leave.
I need to get him out of here. You have your duty, I have mine.
Great.
Let's get out of each other's way.
Fine, sure. And he lets go of your wrist and goes back to whatever he was doing, kind of kneeling down on the ground. But you are still in the fog. You have not found the mayor yet. You are hearing more shouts and voices. Give me a perception check. You can get a read on this.
Okay, I'm gonna burn my inspiration. That's better. Perception 24.
24. You hear a lot of the Kindoans are speaking to each other in Kindoan. The guard is speaking to each other in their native language. But you do hear a couple of voices in common about 10, 15 feet away from you. You don't know if the table's in the way or not. But further on the other side of the smoke is kind of where you're headed.
Off you.
Anything, bonus action, reaction, anything you want to do?
Nope. I'm just gonna keep searching.
Upon track? Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect. So, it's our boy's turn. as these huge metal talons start digging into the stone and scraping. Ronon, you hear this behind you. Your fighter senses are going, there is a big, scary fucking monster behind me, and I hate it. I don't like that it's behind me.
Perfect.
Yeah, you're used to big cats. There's a big cat-shaped predator behind you, and it's not going to be great. And you hear from that digitized throat, greetings and salutations. And it's going to roar. I need Lomey, Ronon, Brother Bartholomew, and Blaze to make a Constitution saving throw.
I have a +4 to that, and
DC?
I've Ronan.
22.
And I'd like to remind you that if you're within 30 feet of me, you can't be frightened either.
Add a +4.
Yeah, it's always add.
$26 for Ronan. Blaze, I don't know if he's within 30 feet. How big's the dance floor?
Oh,
He's
it's
on
a
the far
party
side.
on the dance floor. Probably not within 30 feet then.
Just of the dance floor. Isn't Bartholomew like right in that middle area?
Bartholomew's like at the head
How many
table at the front.
longbows?
Don't you fucking start with me. We're here to have a nice season. It's a 30-foot radius.
Yes.
What kind of range was Blaze going to be shooting at? If he's shooting with a long gun, 30 feet's probably like. I'll leave that up to you, Chris, where Blaze is standing. If he's got a rifle at point blank range,
He can shoot people point blank without disadvantage.
yes, but also as a trained firearms person, checking your target.
How big's the tent?
It's a big honking tent. It's like a couple 100 feet long. You guys are just at like the head of it. I'm talking like circus tent or like very large
Okay.
pavilion tent,
I'll say that I'm like 35 feet away.
just
from
outside the
Lomey.
range.
Yeah,
I appreciate
which gives me a 20.
20. Excellent. So this roar comes out, blasting in front of you. Lomey, you got a 20. Who beat the 22?
I matched the 22.
Okay, beats it.
Ronan beat the 22.
Great. Bartholomew beats it. Blaze does not. Blaze takes 33 thunder damage,
Owie.
drops his gun, and is stunned for 1 minute.
1 minute?
A minute? That's like an eon.
You can make the save at the end of each of your turns.
Oh, that's better.
Everybody else takes half of that, so 16 thunder.
Even like the people?
It's a 60-foot cone.
I'd say some people.
So
60-foot cone. How far away from Lomey is it? Because if I'm 35 feet in front of Lomey, if it's more than 25 feet behind
it is not.
Lomey and Ronan,
It is advancing towards you.
Okay.
It is basically it's in melee with Ronan. Like it's a large
God.
creature. It's
Okay.
right behind you.
It's in melee with Ronan. That means it's in melee with me.
Yeah, you two are like in front, basically like just in front of it, and this thing just let out this screech. Blaze, part of it is just the noise of this. Part of it is it's in your head. It's this scream. It's this digitized warbling shout, and you start to hear kind of echoes of old alarms and klaxons And again, you start to kind of feel trapped in your own body. Like you're underground somewhere. And your entire body's telling you to get out, but you can't move. And that is its turn. So, it's 10 o'clock. We can, right now, I've got, next up is the Raj and his goons. Then Ronon, then Bartholomew, then Auntie. Do we want to run through the rest of the order, or do we want to call it here? We'll call it here because no one really wants to continue with the order. I will make notes.
It's not that I don't want to continue.
You're good.
with the
You're
order.
good. That's why we started the earlier time. I want to stick to our 10 o'clock promise for you guys and for the audience. So we'll wrap off there as Blaze just drops his gun fucking barrel first into the dirt and is standing there just kind of shocked. Everyone else is recovering from this pressure wave of noise. And that's where we'll pick up next time. Thank you for joining us for our first episode back of the Ashe and Shade Committee. Holy shit, I miss playing with y'all. I miss playing games. It was a good month off, but I'm so glad we're back. We will be back next week for more exciting combat adventures. Yeah. Let's see.
And
I got the battle map, guys. I'm
we
ready.
do have a battle map.
oh, look at
Look
all
how
the faces.
Look how grumpy that is.
He's got the grumpy.
Wait,
cat.
is that
I love
me?
it.
The happy?
Is that Blaze?
That's Blaze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Ronan. That's Lomey.
Okay.
That's the robot cat.
Yeah, Robot Cat is basically like right behind him at this point.
But what's gonna happen when he gets on that dance floor?
That's me and that's Lady Kost up there.
So yeah, that's kind of
Cats and boots and cats. That's what's gonna happen.
And cats. Boots, and cats. So yeah, with that in mind, Chris, do you have your game on Sunday?
Not on the 18th. We
Not
will
on
be
the
back
18th.
on the 25th for this boy.
This boy. Yes, 25th. If you want to watch one of the single most exciting combats I've ever watched run by friends of mine. That's a very big boy.
And
Also, the single greatest bait and switch of my life. 10 out of 10. We'll watch again. But yeah, honestly, I think we're the next episode.
Really?
Yeah, because unfortunately, Diceberg is on temporary hiatus because Kurt is going through some shit right now. And you guys are doing next week will be hectic though, because we go from us, and then we have Dumpstead on the 24th. We have Idiot's Guide to Deicide on the 25th. And then we're back on the 28th will be our first episode of 5% Chance of TBD. Chance of TBD, I think is the working title for that show. Or the real title. I can't remember. Erica, yell at me in the chat.
Perfect.
Perfect. All right, I've moved the cat. Now it's an angry cat.
Yeah, very angry metal cat. It killed Lythar. It killed Lythar. Cats and dogs don't get along.
It killed Lythar?
I was just thinking
on the mountain.
Is it the same one?
Sure looks like it.
Murder that one?
No, it ran.
No, it
that's
ran away.
true.
It left that weird imprint.
It ruined out.
Sure did.
Peace.
So, yeah, we will be we'll be back next week, everybody. Thank y'all for hanging out. Let's get the fuck out of here, and I'm gonna see if there's anybody to raid.
All right,
Where's
here we
mine?
go. Yeah. So, all right, guys, game plan. What are we doing? So we.
Ronan's next. So, next.
Oh, no,
of
Ronon.
us.
Blaze is the next of us.
Goodbye, internet.
Oh, no,
This
you're right.
plan will go
Uh-huh.
perfectly according to plan.
I'm
So
gonna
well.
pick up
So great.
Lomey
Okay.
and run away.